Well, hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are, whatever time of the day it is. Welcome to PFR round 10 of 16, Division 2 in Russia here today. So we're just kicking off with our short qualifying session. No one yet to go out on drive on the track just yet. Fontara's just retired there, as you'll see, but he's got a one shot. He's got a quali ban, I believe, so that's the reason why. So Delta Lima here from the SFR network, jumping in the comms box this week to bring you all of the action from Sochi. 19 turns, 5.8 kilometers or 3.6 miles, 53 laps in real life, so we're looking at about 26 or 27 laps here in the game. So just while all the cars start to head out on track, we've got 16.5 minutes left, so we'll see a couple of runs at least from the drivers. We'll just get everything set up just here for you. So at the moment we've got John Franz, Luke Deck, SJ Fletch all out on track, joined by Smith VR and Aaron also out on track. Let's go back a bit, talk about last time out. So round 9 in Italy, prime time Raz took the win, the top step of the podium, started P3 and pipped Ash, who started P1, and Teak, who started P2 as well. So joined on the podium by those two, won by about a clear 5.5 seconds. We'll just have a little ride on board here as John Franz is just setting up to start his lap, and Deck Paint has the first crossed the line as he flies down in the Aston Martin. Constructors wise, it's very wide open in the top of the table. Got Ferrari on 158 points, Alpine on 149 and Red Bull on 141. So with 6 races, 7 including this race actually, 7 races still to go. It's all still to play for. Even AlphaTauri down in 4th with 118 points, still in the battle. The bottom of the constructors doesn't look as good. Aston Martin with a lowly 18 points. Drivers, constructors as well. Again, still wide open. 7 races to go. Anything could happen. At the moment, Ash is leading the championship with 87 points. Close behind is SJ Fletch on 72 points. Eckott and Aaron both on 69 points, and Primetime Raz rounding out the 60s on 61 points. Again, still all to play for. 7 races to go. So you know, you're looking at if anyone got every single pole position. Someone's looking at an extra 175, or race wins should I say. Someone could have another 175 points to add on to that, but we'll see. All still mixed up. So as Deck Paint's going to be the first one to finish his lap as he rounds the final corner of this 19 corner track and sets a time of a 1:32.098. So great banker time. We'll see what else we can get with that. And the next one to cross the line, Joan Franz, a 1:32.063, so pips him by about 0.03. Aaron's in there with a 1:32.552, so about half a second off the current pace setters. See what else we've got out on track at the moment, setting these fast laps. A couple of invalid laps there as SJ Fletch goes even quicker with a 1:31.833. Now I'm expecting big things from Fletch. He started P2 last time out, finished P3, so we'll see what he can do. Haven't got anyone else. Bendy's a 1:33.2 and Smith RV on 1:32.769, but on those medium tyres of course, and we can see Yuge is going out on the medium tyre as well. He's just going to come around the last corner. Will he be the fastest of the 3 on the medium at the moment? Not quite. Just a tiny bit slower, 10th down on the medium runners with a 1:33.3. So Bendy's just setting himself up either for another run, or he's coming around for his in lap. You've got the other Aston Martin on his out lap just starting. So not vanilla. Luke Rochford's going to be the next one to cross the line and sets a very good 1:32.190, but he's done 2 laps on those tyres now. So we are seeing drivers who are setting invalid laps and having to go back around again, and Not Vanilla is going to be the next driver across, and Not Vanilla with a 1:31.835. He'll be kicking himself at the moment, only 200ths off of SJ Fletcher's time. So we know he's going to get some fresh tyres on and push that time to the max. What else we've got? So we've got Eat My Dust is just coming around the final sector here. And he takes the uphill left hand banked corner. Not as banked as obviously a lot, but that camber is very vicious. So it comes around the 18, 19. Avoid those getting those tyres over the white line too far, and comes across the line with a 1:33.234. So the slowest of the soft tyre runners at the moment. So Armadula is just going round the long bend of turn 4. Got those soft tyres on. That beautiful Alpine. I do love the Alpine. The brand new colour scheme. And he goes too wide off the curbs and invalidates his lap. So as we see at the front, a few drivers who are still pushing on a second lap. We've got yellow flags, but that's just to cool down at the other side of the track as Luke Rochford drives in the pits. Deck Paint's still pushing. He's got 3 laps and he's spun it. Keep it out of the barrier, keep it out of the barrier. He's got no traffic, so plenty of time to sort himself out there. So at the moment our benchmark for pole position is a 1:31.8. We've got 10 minutes remaining, so we'll look to see probably about 2 more runs from drivers here. Unless you're Deck Paint and you're going to keep putting those laps in, but he looks like he's low on fuel now. So as Smith's just crossed the line, no improvement, but he's going for another run on those medium tyres. And we've got Aaron, who is still out on track. He's got 3 lap old soft tyres, so he's doing a couple of good runs in that new livery on the Red Bull. I must say, I'm a big fan of this white livery that they ran last weekend. But in typical Red Bull style, we know they won't keep it, mostly because Red Bull will probably say to the team for the contracts and the advertising that they have to go back to the blue. Because they never keep any special liveries, none of their testing liveries, etc. They have literally stuck with the same livery for God knows how long. So, a few drivers on the outlaps, but back of the grid then. Who have we got that's going to come across the line anytime soon? So, King Murals on an invalid lap. Teaks at the back of the pack there. Isaac's in the middle. Smith still running around on those medium tyres as well. So a few more drivers coming out onto track. Steve Vento. Ecott's just coming around the final sector on his fast lap. So can he finally set a time? We shall see. Just got to keep it off the curb. How competitive will he be? So it puts him off into P8 with a 1:32.688. So all of the mid-table runners, I reckon, will be in the 1:32s, between 1:32.1 and a 1:32.8. So we'll see. Yellow flags out again, just people slowing down, letting others past. King Mural still on his invalid lap. So, at the moment, from this first run-in, SJ Fletch is leading the pack. He's back out on track now, on another hot lap as we speak. Not Vanilla, his closest competitor by two hundredths, is still in the pits. Aaron's gone back into the pits now. John Fans on a fresh set of soft tyres. Can he find 2/10 to jump up onto the top of the grid? There's John Franz. I looked away for 2 seconds and he's spinning around like there's no tomorrow, as SJ Fletch does improve and improves just slightly to give him a 1:31.799. So who can pit that time? He's got time to get around and get out again just in case he needs to cover that off. John Franz just starting his lap time. Luke Rochford crosses the time, improves by 1/10. Three-star dives into the pits. Benny's on the back of the track at the moment. Isaac's diving in the pits. Van Haal's going to dive. Armanda is going to dive in the pits as well. Not Vanilla now on his out lap. STG Steve Vente is going to dive into the pits. He's got fresh softs on though, so maybe he's just going to go and stick another fresh set of soft tyres on, so he doesn't ruin those ones. Apologies, just trying to change some settings here. So, a few drivers out on track at the moment. As Deck Paints retired in the pits, by the looks of it. Not Vanilla, closest contender for the top of the grid at the moment. Eat My Dusts on a very good lap. He's half a second up on his time. It goes very wide there, unfortunately, as he comes around through turn 17 or 16, sorry, 17, and he's going to come around. If he's half a second up, that will put him into the 1:32, so not enough to be competitive for the top of the grid, but will put him at about a 1:32.6, 1:32.7. Let's see what he can do. A 1:32.8. So I was a 10th off in my prediction. And Not Vanilla will be the next one to cross the line, but he's invalidated his lap time. So will he just dive in the pits, get a fresh set of tyres on? Yes, absolutely. So only a couple of drivers out on track at the moment. So Smith R is going to come through the final sector. He's about 3 or 4 tenths up now on his time, which will put him into the mid 1:32s. So up to about P8, P7, and this depends what he can find in this final sector. And it puts him up to P5, so he found another 4 tenths in that final sector. Puts him up with 1:32.051, so very close at the top of the grid there. It looks like Primetime Raz is just starting a lap. So he currently hasn't set a lap time, but we'll see what he can do. We know he's quick. We know he can compete at the top very easily. So very shortly, we're just watching the clock tick down, just coming up to 2.5 minutes left. It's a 1.5 minute lap, so drivers will be getting ready to go out within the next 30 seconds or so to give themselves a bit of time to get round, avoid some traffic and backing up. At 1:31.799, it works well for me, the 9.9. If you're a Cool Runnings fan, you'll get the 9.9 reference. But it hurts my OCD a little bit because we just want a flat 0.0 as well. But no doubt Fletch will come out and try and improve on that very shortly. So as Primetime Raz comes around through the end of the second sector with a 1:05.196. Obviously hasn't set a lap time, so we can't see how competitive that is at the moment. It takes too much inside curve there and invalidates his lap, unfortunately. And he's got enough time to back off right now, try and charge the ERS and go again. He's got about 50% ERS, so he'll be pushing it at the end of the lap. And he would have set a 1:33.7. Obviously he backed off quite a bit in that last sector there. Teek's going to be the next one to cross the line behind John Franz there, I see. Teek goes a 1:31.952, so we've now got double whammy. Teek and Aaron both on the same time at the top there, 1:31.952, still a 1/10.5 off of the fastest time. As Eat My Dust is diving back in the pit, so he won't get a chance to set another time, so he has guaranteed himself an outside of the top 10 finish. So as Aaron's going to be the next one to cross the line, closely followed by Fletch, and they're going to run in tandem for their fast laps. So let's see what they can do now. Inadvertently, I don't know whether it's planned or not, but Aaron is going to drag Fletch along and give him that slipstream along this very long straight, banked, curved straight rather, down towards what is effectively turn 2 on the grid. So the clock is about to hit 0:00, so we'll be on the final runs. There's an Aston Martin as Primetime Raz sets a 1:31.473. What a lap time, son. What a time. As John Franz now goes quicker with a 1:31.686. Luke Rochford's crossing the line with a 1:31.753. Teek's also improved with a 1:31.781. So next across the line will be the Aston Martin of Benny, who's currently 2.5 tenths up on his time. So we'll see how much more he can improve there. See if he can get himself into the top 10. Can he or can't he? And he does improve, but still only good enough for P12. So at the front of the grid, this is what we're looking for. So Aaron's just going to come around the final corner, or final 2 corners. Can he improve on his 1:31.952? And he does with a 1:31.6, and so does Fletch, who improves with a 1:31.320. Fantastic job there. Not Vanilla also improving there with a 1:31.7, 1/10 up on his time. Now the McLaren of Steve Vente is going to cross the line. Oh, very squirrely out of the final corner. As it's all jumping around at the bottom, Hughes just crossed the line, and the other McLaren of Freestyler can only improve by 0.3, good enough for P13. And I believe that is that. No one else is going to be able to set a time. Everyone else is invalid or in the pits. So there we go. What a final few minutes and few seconds of qualifying to round it off. We thought Primetime Raz, by improving by half a second on Fletch's time, would have been quick, but Fletch said no, hold my beer, I've got this, and smashed it out the park with a 1:31.3. Aaron's very close behind in P3 with a 1:31.669. So in real life, we know that starting from P3 actually is beneficial. You get the maximum slipstream down that straight towards the first corner, or second corner, as it is effectively if you count the kink in the road. So as we watch the final cars just making their way around the grid to get back to the pits, as we watch the clock tick down, and then we'll have a rundown of the starting lineup. Cheeky little wave of the DRS there from you. So as we said, SJ Fletch smashed it out of the park, got that Red Bull onto pole position with a 1:31.320. Primetime Raz just behind him by a tenth and a half in the Ferrari with a 1:31.473. Aaron rounds out the top three, 1:31.669. John Franz in the Alfa Romeo in P4, Not Vanilla, Luke Rochford P5 and 6, Teacup in P7 in the Ferrari, Steve Vento in P8 in the McLaren, Smithy in P9, Deck Paint rounding out the top 10 up there. And we'll cover off the other 10 in just a second as the clock ticks down, and I can't talk that fast. So here we go. Just everyone sits in the grid waiting. Obviously everyone wait for Aaron to ready up as the host. Don't ready up beforehand. Give everyone a chance to be able to set their strategies for the race, get themselves prepped, especially those outside the top 10. So starting in the back of the grid in P11, used P12, Eckhart, Freestyler in 13, Benny in 14th, Eat My Dust in 15th, Armando in P16, Isaac in P17, Fortanu, Muriel and Wumar P18, 19th and 20th, all not to set a time. And at the moment we've got a couple of drivers starting on the mediums. So Eat My Dust, Armand and Isaac have all changed to the medium tyre now. And it looks like they'll be the only ones, as King Miru quickly switches to the medium along with Hughes as well. So we line up ready for our formation lap, get those tyres into the right window. We'll get everything set up on here. Ready to go for when they get back around. So SJ Fletch is not hanging around, he's not playing around, he's got around there very quickly. He's done a large stroll formation lap, maybe look down at the map, see where everyone is. We see a pit stop strategy come up. So one stop soft to medium or one stop soft to hard. So we'll just double check. So yep, use Eat My Dust, Armand, Isaac and King Miral all on the medium tyres. Everyone else starting on the softs. It's Pretty 50-50 round here. Soft to medium, medium to soft. You not necessarily need to go to the hard unless you're planning on pitting very early. Chances of safety car potentially very high. People can get a bit aggressive, especially on the long run down the starts, as we see everyone just lining up on the grids. We'll jump on board at the front of the grid. See what kind of camera angle we get today as we wait for the lights. I'll jump on board. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. They're out, and here we go. So the rundown to turn 1 begins. Who's going to get in this slipstream? As Fletch gets a very good start, but Aaron and Prime Time are side by side, but not Vanilla and John Franz very close behind them. Very clean getaway to start the race off. As we head into turn 1, and Aaron just gets the pip on Primetime Raz and squeezes him out. Very well done there. So we've got yellow flags. We've got McLaren out at the back, spinning a round of Steve Endo. So very clean as we start to build up on the train at the front. So Fletch, very good start, starting to build up 9/10 lead already. Aaron's just behind him, so he's going to be hoping to get that slipstream and stay within that DRS. Primetime Raz is right on his tail. John Franz very close behind him, but not Vanilla is sniffing for that space for a mistake. Luke Rochford's also in this train along with Deck Paint, so we already have a very close line of cars. And I'm not quite sure what happened at the back. Steve Vento, and then we had a few other cars that have dropped behind him now, so I'm not sure if there was an incident there between Eat My Dust, Benny and Eckhart. But Aaron got the pip on Prime Time out of the second corner here, so a very good start from him. As we see all the cars now just forming a lovely line. It looks like we've got someone who's either diving in the pits early, as there's our first lap time, 1:36.332. So Woomax has just lost a position to stay. Very nicely done around that last sector. Just missed it though on the stream. And the back of the grid, everyone's diving in the pits. We're going to assume we're going to get some front wing changes here. There's one front wing going on. Oh, bit of a glitch there, as Fortanu was in the pits and then all of a sudden is on to start finish straight. As the AlphaTauri Eckhart takes a new front wing. So at the front, nothing much has changed apart from the fact that Fletch is now pulling out a steady lead, breaking that DRS before it comes into action. Primetime Raz also dropped a second and a half behind Aaron, but he's got John Franz right behind him now. Very close between Prime Time all the way down to Freestyler, who's now going to look like he's going to make a move. What was up the outside, now up the inside of Smith, and he makes it nice and cleanly through there. Plenty of time to spare as well. As Teak is now on the back of Luke Rochford, looking to get that Ferrari up into a higher points paying position. As it looks like Primetime Raz has just been done as well through the final sector, and now Not Vanilla's right behind him, looking for that move as well. DRS is now activated, DRS is wide open. Primetime Raz is going to be eaten up for dust. Will Not Vanilla get him under braking? No, he runs sensibly, but Primetime Raz looks like he's gone wide following that standard re-entry, so loses out on the two positions there. Got a bit late on the brakes trying to counterbalance Not Vanilla's. Deck Paint has now dropped him back. What's happened to Deck Paint? He looks like he's in the wall. Unfortunate for him, as now he drops to the back of the grid. Not sure if he's got any damage or not. We shall see. The front wing looks okay, just going to have very hot tyres. So Fletcher's gap at the front has now come up to 2.1 seconds from Aaron, and Aaron is now 1.4 ahead of John Fans. So Red Bulls dominating already 3 laps into this race. Not Vanilla made the most of that mistake that Primetime Raz made, but Primetime will be hunting him back down. Just all depends on who's running the lowest downforce down straight, who's going to get caught out with that straight line speed. And all the way back to Teak, they're forming a line, or even back to Huge, freestylers there as well, Smithy. So the top 10 essentially in a little bit of a conga line, apart from Fletch, who checked out at the front about 2 laps ago and decided he wants to just have a nice Sunday afternoon drive, or Sunday morning, or Sunday evening, wherever you are. At the back of the grid, not much is changing. Fortunus drops right back and having a very lonely race. Eat My Dust is there as well. Isaac, Benny and Eckhart, who've all pitted now as well, back there in Lonely Town. Let's see winners and losers. So Aaron, John and Vanilla all gained a position. Primetime Raz has now dropped 3 positions because of his mistake earlier on. Luke and Teague haven't changed positions. Freestyler, biggest of the gainers within the top 10 with 4 positions, as King Mural picks up a 3-second time penalty there. And we'll mention King Mural as well. He's picked up 8 places, so he started at the back, gained 8 places, so he's the biggest winner so far, as the back of the grid all decided they needed to pit for repairs. So we've had 5 cars stopping at the moment. It'll be a while until we get any more stops, so what we'll be looking for is this train of cars from Aaron backwards. So Aaron's now going to have to fend off everyone, as it looks like they are gaining fast. John Fans has made up a lot of time on Aaron there. He's now only 6 tenths behind him. Can he make a move down the straights? As Aaron's very quick through that last sector. Oh, there's someone spinning around. Primetime Raz, what is going on? Oh, unfortunate. Get that car underway. Keep in within the points. It's going to be very close for you, as everyone behind is attacking. What can John Fans do? Behind Aaron here, down the straight. That's right on board. He's going to have no problem making this overtake here. Aaron's can't even defend at all, no matter what he does. But do the best for the podium positions up the front. Work together now. You know, don't mess up your own race, Aaron and John. You can work together, stick within each other's DRS and get around safely. So, all change at the top then. So not Vanilla, Luke Rochford up there, Teaks up there as well. If we looked at position change, you'll see that Primetime Raz is now dropped all the way down to P12 as he's making changes and getting back on track. Can he make it back up into the points paying positions or to the top of the grids? Quite far back though. He's got a lot of time. If we look at the gap to the leader, so he's dropped 16 seconds behind Fletch, so he was about 3 seconds behind anyway, so 13 seconds to make up. Can he do it as Isaac picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings? So 5 laps in, we'll probably stop quite a few drivers picking up penalties. As it all settles down at the front, Fletch is probably going to go for it and have a little break somewhere. Might pull into the pits, have a cheeseburger, come out the pits, still be in front at this rate. As Aaron's now dropping slightly back, we'll get the right interval time on. 6 tenths behind John Fans, but now it's his turn to use that DRS to gain. As Stay Evento has died in sector 3, and we've got a safety car. So just as we thought it was all going to be go at the front between P2 and P8, the safety car has now come out. Det Paint's just dived into the pits and picked up a penalty for his punishment. So everyone's on a 1-stopper, I'd imagine, apart from the back of the grid, who might have to switch to a 2-stopper. So it'd be interesting to see at the front what happens. I'm not quite sure what happened to Stay Evento there in that final sector. We'll obviously see in the steward's office if he has any problems with someone else. So we'll watch and wait to see if anyone else will dive into the pits. So Isaac's decided he's going to dive into the pits. Obviously the back of the grid, most of them have pitted already. And that's a bit of a glitch, so I'm not sure what's going on there. He's Looked like, from the glitch, he'd stuck intermediate tyres on. Doesn't look like there's any rain, so not sure what Isaac's doing there. He's definitely got the intermediate tyres on, so I know I'm a bit older than a lot of you guys, unless my eyes deceive me. Looks like a bright sunny day here in Sochi. So Isaac's Isaac's pit crew have very much done what Mercedes do to Bottas and George Russell in Bahrain. That's actually quite funny. Right, stop to the front, so everyone's going to dive into the pits now. Luke Rochford's the only one that's going to stay out on his soft tyres. Could this be a bold move, or could this be the biggest mistake he's going to make? As everyone else behind him will have fresh tyres on, essentially. Hughes is the only one behind him on 6-lap-old mediums. Again, could this be a big mistake? You've got the opportunity to get basically a free pit stop out, as we see cars sowing penalties, etc. in the pits. So Max watching that lap delta time. And I'll switch off and allow him to push a bit more and jump Mural in the pit lane. Jump a few of them, actually. Max again, another one staying out on those 6-lap-old soft tyres. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cars who've opted to stay out and not pit at all, if we exclude the back of the grid where they've all pitted already. And Isaac, who's going to have to pit again. I mean, luckily he's going to be able to attach to the back of the grid with some fresh, I'd say fresh medium tyres if this was me now. He did the opposite of what Lando Norris did in real life. He pitted far too early for the rain. I don't believe we're expecting any rain today, but we shall see. There's definitely none at the moment. As we just watch the final cars come around to join, we'll have a short 1-lap break whilst the safety car leads the pack. While we're having a break, we just see Luke Rochford has just dived into the pits now, and so unless he missed the pit stop and made the mistake to stay out, at least he's getting those tyres done while it's under safety car conditions. He will join the back of the grid though, so slight mistake there from him, I'm guessing, as the only person he'll come out in front of is Isaac. So here we go. Safety car has peeled off into the pit lane. As usual, now become the default safety car, and he is pushing already. He's go as we hit the line. The start finish line is very close to the end of the thing, so you can't even wait. So who will be the biggest winners and losers out of this safety car restart? Mandu 8-lap hold medium tyres as well behind him, but SJ Fletch is hunting him down on his fresh medium tyres, with John Franz right behind him, and it's all clean right down to the first couple of corners and around the long left-hander. No change in position just yet. Everyone with those fresh tyres on is going to be pushing each other along, as Isaac picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings there. So just a bit of change down the back, as Eckhart looks like he's had a spin at the back of the grid, and it has now dropped off the pack. I'm not sure if he's got any damage there, but we will see if he dives in the pits or not. So Hughes has made a brilliant start here. He's already pulled out 6/10 gap to Armando at the front of the grid, now 7/10, but SJ Fletch is right on Armando's tail. Very close there behind him, very close behind him. Can he make this move before the end of the first lap on the safety car restarts? And will he do it under braking? He does. Armando doesn't put up too much of a fight. He's more thinking about his long run into the race. Smart move, as Not Vanilla and John Franz are trading places left, right and centre there, coming through the same section, and Aaron again stalking right behind, but he's got Freestyler right on his tail as well. So Armando has now got SJ Fletch on his backside, who's going to hopefully, you know, those fresh tyres, a bit of extra ERS power down this straight. We've got no DRS obviously until 3 laps after the safety car has gone in, but Fletch is going to make easy work of this, I think, on those fresh tyres, but he's pushing it very close. Hughes is covering off that inside line, but get the little switch back there, Fletch. Go on, son. He's done it nice and cleanly around the outside. He's on the dirty side of the track now, but he's going to make it happen. Luke Rochford's DNF. Fortanu's DNF'd. There's been another incident, and we've got another safety car out. Lap 10 of the race. Not quite sure what happened there, as we see the back drivers manage to dive into the pits at just the right time. And as they come round, we might be able to see if there's any carnage on the track before well before the corner. So I don't know if they maybe were battling a bit hard there on the run up to turn 1, and there, yeah, so we saw so I'm guessing it was a bit of a to and throw in, a bit of tussling there at the back of the pack. So lap 10, we've got 4 drivers out at the moment, 16 runners left. So now Hughes and Armando can make the best of this and dive into the pits to fit some fresh tyres. Eat My Dust might want to, and Womax I would imagine will do exactly the same. So 3 laps under the safety car I will predict, and then we'll be back to running. We'll see you shortly. So safety car is coming in this lap, safety car in this lap. Just having a little look at the tyre situation. So Yuj and Armand, who have both opted to stay out still on those medium tyres. So I think they're banking on there's going to be at least one more safety car, and then they'll only have to do the one stopper. Now the problem is they're going to leave themselves as sitting ducks, with everyone else around them on a lot younger, or fresher medium tyres. So as we get underway, SJ Fletch is going to lead the pack away as he puts his foot down around the last corners. And he's gone, already trying to build up a gap from Hughes on those older medium tyres. We've got yellow flags, but that's nothing to worry about. Top four all in a nice line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Closely followed by John Franz. Aaron down in P6 now. Freestyler down in P7. As it looks like Armand's going to try and make a move around Hughes, but thinks better of it. Not Vanilla up in P4 with John Franz half a second behind Smithy. Picks up a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting there. So SJ Fletch already flexing his muscles, pulled out a 1-second gap at the front as Yuj and Armand will battle it out behind him. John Franz is also in that mix as Aaron's now picked up a 3-second time penalty. So these penalties will all play a part of it at the end of the race. We've still got 14 laps to go. So anything could happen here as we look at the front as Not Vanilla now makes a move, a beautiful move up the inside of Armand. So those old medium tyres are really not playing out well for him as now John Franz makes a move up the inside and then around the outside into the tight hairpin corner. Can he make it stick? Yes, he's well past now. So Freestyler is now going to be looking to do exactly the same. So Armand has really lost out here. Those 12 lap now old mediums as Freestyler goes up the inside. Oh, what a move. Pushes you, Armand, to have to go wide. There was no contact from what I could see. Just made his car about 2 bus is wide. So Not Vanilla is now hunting down Yuj again on old medium tyres. There's about a 7-lap difference between their tyres, and Yuj has dropped back 1.9 seconds to Fletch. So Vanilla's not quite close enough to make anything happen at the front of the grid. To get back up into P2 as Freestyler is now. We look and Aaron looks like he's dropping back as they're going side by side around the bend and into the right-hander there. Primetime Raz is still trying to make his way up the grid. He's successfully back up into P9 and now he's hunting down Aaron in front of him. So now Primetime Raz has just lost out on a position there to Eat My Dust. Eat My Dust on 11 lap old softs though, so I'd expect Primetime to be eating him up, not just his dust. Oh, as Primetime Raz goes spinning around! The only thing he's eating now is carbon fibre. Oh. And at the front, Freestyler John Franz looks like he's had a problem as he's spinning around. He's lost a front wing there, so he was doing so well. I looked away for 1 second and all the action happens. Looks like someone else is dropping down the list. Oh, as Eat My Dust dives into the pit, so I'm not sure if this is his planned pit stop, so he didn't pick up any damage, so he's just going for his planned stop. He's going for a 2-stopper, soft. I think he's already stopped, so it's his second stop. So can he make those soft tyres get towards the end of the race? We shall see. As Primetime Raz obviously jumps into the pits to get a fresh front wing, and Armand finally pits off of those tyres that were giving him a lot of grief. But we say that, and Yuj is now still out. He's really got to pit on this lap. He's got to make the most of this safety car interval. 14 lap old. He can now pit to the soft, but he's going to lose a lot of places now, unfortunately. to everyone else. He will likely, if the grid closes up enough, he's going to come out P15, P16, because the pack will quite easily bunch up before they get round to the pit entry, and then of course he'll lose about 18-19 seconds in the pits, so I'll drop him right to the back of the pack. So we said another safety car. There was another safety car. Hughes was unfortunately on the wrong place at the wrong time there to be able to make the most of it, but Arman obviously dived into the pits at the right time. My eyesight got the better of me. I didn't realise I was a safety car, if I'm honest. I feel like a bit like Van Rocco last week on the SFR USA Grand Prix, when he didn't even realise that I'd crashed out for about 4 laps. Very kindly. So, Primetime Raz, who's the back of the pack, has now reached everyone, so we'll expect to see Hughes is going to dive in the pits now, as expected. And he's going to come in and put on some fresh softs, so this will be beneficial for him, but he will join the likes of Primetime, Eat My Dust and Armand at the back of the pack, all on fresh soft tyres. His will obviously be just 1 lap younger. So, can Fletch do it again? Can he pull away from the pack immediately on the restart? Can he build up that gap as quickly as he can? We shall see. So as we look to go for at least another lap, maybe another 2 laps under the safety car here in Sochi. So here we go with the restart. The lights are out, the safety car is peeled away into the pit lane. SJ Fletcher is going to look to make the most of this restart, just like he did the last one. And he's not put his foot down just yet. He's waiting for that last second, and he's off, and he's away. Now this has helped Vanilla stay very close behind him on this restart. Vanilla and Fletch didn't get as good a restart as he did last time. Fletcher's only a 10th behind in front of Vanilla on this one. Freestyler's also there, only 2.5 tenths behind him. Aaron also closing up nicely, 6 tenths behind. King Murals 3 tenths behind him. Big change, Armand making his way up the pack as he gets past Wumax on turn 2 on the restart, as Eat My Dust is now losing out on positions but gaining positions back as they're going side by side and fighting. I'm not sure what's happening with Wumax. I think Wumax is just a ghost, if I'm right. He is indeed. So that's why everyone's just driving straight through him. So, Fletch starting to pull out a gap at the front, 8 tenths already. Freestyler is on the back of Vanilla, looking to get past him along this back straight. Obviously no DRS enabled at the moment, but can he make the use of the ERS to make an overtake and get past Vanilla? But no, Vanilla is too quick in the straight line. in his Haas. Never thought I'd heard myself say that. A Haas that's quick in a straight line. King Murrell's already dropping back off of Aaron. Aaron's now 8 tenths behind freestyler. King Murrell's at 9 tenths behind. There's been another change as Primetime Raz is dropping down the grids as Arman comes flying through. Again, making the most of those fresh soft tyres. Primetime doesn't need any pit stops. He doesn't have any damage, so I'm not sure why he's dropping backwards. But those soft tyre runners are starting to make their way back up the pack as Isaac is now dragging along Eckhart and Eat My Dust. We've got a small fight in the middle there, so that's King Murrell, who's got Teak 4 tenths behind him, closing up fast. SJ Fletch has struggled this time to pull out a big gap at the start. He's only 8-9 tenths off as Eat My Dust gets past Isaac there. And now Armand and Isaac are battling it out. Armand has to go very wide off the track. He's now on the outside. Can he do him under braking and get the power down nice and quickly? And he does! Oh! And Isaac goes into the wall. Perfect timing on the stream there. I'm not quite sure if there was contact with anyone. It looked like Armand had just got through, so I don't know if he'd picked up a clip off somebody else behind him. Eckhart was coming through as well, or whether it was just a mistake. No safety car this time though, so we keep going. The marshals will get out and clear that nice and quickly. So 15 runners left in the race. Fletch now a second ahead of Vanilla out front, breaking that DRS before it becomes enabled. Freestyler's only 6 tenths behind, but Aaron is now dropping back 8 tenths behind Freestyler. King Murrell's on his tail though, who got Meek very close behind him, as the DRS will become activated any second now. There we go. So Teak going to look to make a move down the straight through the bend or kink of turn 1. DRS wide open. King Murrell's going to be a sitting duck down the outside. Looked like King Murrell just pulled over and just let him past. Just said, take it. Take me while you can. So Teak up into P5. Armand is now having a little bit of a quiet race. He's a second, 1.1 seconds behind Smithy, and John Fans is a second, 1.2 seconds behind him. As Eckhart's Primetime has retired. Primetime's retired in the pits. He said, I've had enough of this. I shouldn't be at the back of the pack. I need to be at the front. Get me out of here. So down to 14 runners with 9 laps to go, sorry. So SJ Fletcher is now sitting in that 1 second mark with Vanilla behind him. He can't seem to break away from it. And that just means that Vanilla's going to now keep getting that DRS. So SJ Fletcher is either taking it very easy on this stint, or he's going to struggle to keep Vanilla behind. We shall see. So further down the grid, Eat My Dust is now making up places. Benny is 4 tenths behind Eat My Dust. Armand, I want you to do better, man. You're only 1.1 seconds behind Smith. Not Vanilla now sits the fastest time, so he is pushing hard, as is Teak, as he goes quicker with a 134, as it looks like Armand, who goes very wide out of the last corner there. Another change there. Armando is just losing positions, obviously, with that going wide at turn 19. You lose the grip as Teak picks up a 3 second time penalty. So the 8 laps remaining. Eat My Dust now on the back of King Murrell. Can he make it work out? His fresh soft tyres against 9 lap old medium tyres shouldn't be anything to contend against. He should be able to make a quite easy move through the middle of, or the end of the second sector, start of the third sector, through that DRS section, but we shall see. But King Benny is also there waiting to pounce on anything that happens in front of him. King Murrell just leading the group away there. Teak now only half a second behind Aaron on slightly fresher medium tyres, but Fletch has now managed to break off that DRS to Vanilla. So Vanilla is now going to be in a one-way battle with Freestyler. who's only half a second behind him, looking to make a move, stick as close as he can through this final third sector so he can get the DRS down from the start finish line down to turn 2. Got yellow flags in sector 3. I'm not sure what's happened there. Looks like Smith's had a bit of an incident. He's sitting parked up in the wall, but he gets it going again, but unfortunately for him, it drops him almost to the back of the grid, P13. So Freestyler still sitting in that 4-second gap behind Vanilla. Can he get DRS wide open? Let's watch to see if he can gain. He's making them gains faster than a gym user on steroids. And he goes down the inside late on the brakes. Just about makes it stick. Gets past Vanilla. But Aaron is there. He's right there. Aaron seems to have made up a lot of time. All of a sudden, he was sitting about a second behind. And all of a sudden, he's just closed that gap down. Teak as well. Teak is now only 2 tenths behind Aaron. So 4 tenths off Vanilla. Freestyler's going to have to do something good here to start pulling away. Otherwise, he will get caught out. Vanilla looks like he's struggling a bit on those medium tyres as we come through to this second DRS section at the end of sector 2, between turns 11 and 14. So it's not a massively long DRS straight, but it's long enough to make a move. So the problem here is they'll be in a DRS train. Freestyler is going to be a sitting duck with no DRS, but Aaron, Teak and Vanilla all behind him with DRS. Can anyone make a move? Oh, late on the brakes. Teak has hit the back of Vanilla, I think it was at that point, or Aaron. I think it was Aaron at that point. So I just wonder, did Teak pick up any damage there? Yeah, he's lost an end plate on his wing. Can he cope with it? No, he's going to dive into the pits. A big shame there. Just a bit too late on the brakes going into turn 14. So he dives in the pits. So now Freestyler 2.7 seconds behind SJ Fletch. Vanilla half a second behind him with a DRS wide open, but too far back to make any sort of move into turn 1. The same for Aaron, who's hunting down, getting back up to those highest points taking positions on the podium. The three of them have pulled out a beautiful 2.5 second gap to Eat My Dust, as it looks like Yuge is now making his way back up the field, or as Benny's making his way down the field, should I say. It looks like he might have had a bit of a spin there. Freestyler picks up a 3-second time penalty, so that's going to hurt him a lot at the front of the grid. He's now got 6 seconds. So Vanilla and Aaron only need to make it to the end. Keep pulling out a bit of a gap to Eat My Dust, who's got no penalties at the moment. So at the moment, Vanilla is on point for a P2. Aaron's very close behind him though, as Vanilla comes down around the outside, down the DRS straight through the kink of turn 13 into 14, and Freestyler won't even try to argue with that one. So now Aaron needs to try and make a move, because Eat My Dust is catching up, and catching up fast, now down to 1.6 seconds as we've got yellow flags in sector 3, as I'm not sure who that was for. Now Aaron is very close on the tail of Freestyler, needs to get past him, needs to start trying to pull away to build up that gap. The gap to Eat My Dust behind him is now 1 second, so he's going to start being close to that DRS gap. Vanilla is a sitting duck on the run down towards turn 2 as Freestyler goes around the outside, but will Vanilla be late on the brakes? No, he lets him get past. Or doesn't let him get past, you know what I mean. As Yuge picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Oh, Aaron very late on the brakes there. Hold your nerve, wait for the time. You just need to get away from Eat My Dust, because at the moment you're going to be dropping back quite a few positions on the restarts, as we've got yellow flags in sector 3. I'm not sure who that's for. We just have Armand has DNF'd. It's Armand who's DNF'd. Armando doing so well. We're down to 13 runners with 4 laps remaining. Well, you know what I mean, 4.5. As Aaron has now lost out to Eat My Dust, who is flying through, but Aaron's going to put up a fight as Eat My Dust goes wide into 14, and Aaron managed to breeze on past. He loses place and gets it back in the blink of an eye. SJ Fletch, he's on his way to a KFC drive-thru at the moment because he'll have time to stop, pick up a bucket of chicken and get back out on track before anyone catches him with that 5-second gap. Not Vanilla is only 8 tenths behind Freestyler, but more importantly Aaron is now only 2 tenths behind Vanilla. Can he make anything happen down this straight as they go round the kink of turn 1? Can he do anything? He's not gaining enough because Vanilla has got the DRS as well. Aaron's just pushing it on the brakes there, trying to get as close as possible, but he knows he's got Emi Dust right behind him. They've got a big enough gap behind them to King Mirrell, who's sitting on his own at 2.8 seconds behind. John Fans is closing up though, 8 tenths behind. As we did get a fastest lap just pop up there, but I'm not sure who it was because it disappeared so quickly because John Fans picked up a time penalty. So at the moment only 4 drivers yet to get a time penalty, as Teek's having a very lonely race there on his own. Hughes is just looking to finish and wonder if there'll be some DNFs and see if he can get into the points as well for free. Wrong button. So penalty wise, Freestyler has got 6 seconds of time penalty, so he is going to be dropping back miles down the grid across the line. Aaron, Emi Dust, King Mirrell, John Fans also with 3-second time penalties each. So at the moment you're looking at, as long as none of them pick up a penalty again, Aaron could still be on point for a P3 finish. Let's see if he can improve on that by pulling out a gap. Eckhart's the only other person, as Wumax is just losing out to Hughes there at the back of the grid. We'll change that back. So here we come down into the final 3 laps. SJ Fletch, we'll just ride on board with you for a second as Not Vanilla gets past Freestyler up to turn 1. Freestyler gives him what looks like a little love tap as he says, "Thank you very much for leaving me behind." Nice clean overtake, but I think it was just a little late on the brakes as Teek sets another fastest lap of 1:33.496. We've got yellow flags in turn 1 as King Mirrell's just dropping down the order. Not entirely sure what happened to him there. Gutted for him as he's falling very far back. He's potentially lost. Oh no, doesn't look like he's got any damage there, so maybe it was just a spin. So Not Vanilla is now up into P2. Will likelihood stay that place way as everyone else behind him is racking up penalties left, right and centre, but Freestyler's right on his tail. Aaron is hunting down Freestyler, only 3 tenths behind him as we go through this DRS section. So can Freestyler or Aaron or Eat My Dust make any sort of moves happen down into turn 14, the right-hander? As Freestyler goes up the inside of Vanilla, Eat My Dust gets past Aaron at exactly the same point. So a double overtake, Freestyler on Vanilla, Eat My Dust on Aaron. So it's chop and change at the top here every single lap. The guys are pushing it to the limit, but it means that Aaron's now dropped 9 tenths behind Eat My Dust. So I'm not sure if he caught a bit of loss of traction there or anything. But he's slowly dropping down, and now the problem is he's got John Fans right on his tail, who's now going to go up the inside around the kink of turn 1 and down to turn 2. He opens his DRS, but he's already past him. He doesn't even need the DRS. He could probably sit pressing the button, just waving at Aaron as he says goodbye. Eat My Dust still on the tail of Not Vanilla now. Not Vanilla just needs to get to the end of the race. You've got 2 laps left. Don't overstretch it. Don't push it. You've got the position there, but like any good driver, you want to win it on track. You don't want to have to wait for the penalties, but don't push yourself into any sort of dangerous positions. At the moment, Eckhart's the 3rd person down the grid with no penalties, but I don't think the penalties in front will make up any difference. Oh, wrong one to him. As Not Vanilla picks up a 3-second time penalty. He's done so well, 26 laps without a penalty, and King Mirrell picks up another 3-second time penalty, puts him up to 6 seconds. So Not Vanilla just needs to stay within 3 seconds of Freestyler to maintain that, or to jump onto the podium position. we'll keep an eye on those penalties. We don't need the tyres up. Everyone's going to finish on these tyres as SJ Fletch now starts the final lap of the Sochi round 10 of 16 race here in PAFR. What an eventful 27 laps it's been, as Eat My Dust is now minuscule behind Not Vanilla, and he just comes screeching past. Not Vanilla is really struggling at the moment. I'm not sure if he picks up a bit of damage or anything as he tries to go back up the inside, as John Fans is hunting him down as well. Not Vanilla's dropping down the order. He's hoping that Eat My Dust will pick up another penalty on this final lap as well and help him to keep up or jump him in the across the line. Aaron has now dropped 5.5 seconds behind John Fans, so not going to make up any positions there. Eckhart's only 1.9 seconds behind him, so he'll gain a position over the penalties. King Mirror has just retired from the session. I believe that's... oh, look! Carnage everywhere. Smithy's died as well. We won't get a safety car on this final lap, but we've lost 2 more drivers in this race. So poor Womax, who was doing everything he could to stay in it, will be the only person who won't get a point this evening or this morning or this afternoon, wherever you are, whatever time it is. So we'll jump aboard with Fletch as he rounds the corners, turns 16 and 17 to finish off and cross the line. Very nicely driven, stayed out in front as much as he could. When he was in front, he was just driving away, leaving everyone behind. As he crosses the line, congratulations SJ Fletch on winning the Sochi Grand Prix round 10 of PAFR season 2. As we watch Freestyler come across the line, Eat My Dust crosses the line as well and jumps him. Not Vanilla's going to jump up onto the podium as well. John Fans just misses out on an extra points position. Aaron's going to come round the final corner and crosses the line in P6. Eckhart's going to jump him though and jump up to P6, put Aaron on P7. Benny is now in P8 as we wait for Tick to cross the line, who's going to finish in P9. Hughes just coming around, turn 16 and 17, and it's going to get the last of the points. 1 point for your efforts, Hughes, to finish us off this morning. And we're going to have Womax, who unfortunately was too far back, didn't get any points out of today's race, but drove well, drove consistently, and stuck with it, most importantly. So, Cody's driver of the day, Eat My Dust. I'd been kind to agree with him. He was making some big moves there towards the end of the race, and making up a lot of places. So we look at our podium finishers here. Let us celebrate. So there we go. Very interesting race. A few safety cars to mix it up. A few incidents to mix it up as well. SJ Fletch, the deserved winner, out in front. Won by a clear 6-7 seconds. I think it was slightly more than that. It was almost 10 seconds from Eat My Dust, who went from P15 to P2, so definitely the deserved winner of the driver of the day from the Codys, and from myself. Not Vanilla rounds off the top 3. Freestyler made up a lot of places from P13 up to P4. John Franz from P4 dropped a position. Eckhart made up a lot of positions as well to get P6. Aaron dropped a few from P3 down into P7. Benny P14 made up a lot to P8. Teak P7 to P9. Hughes rounds off the points paying positions from P11 to P10, and Womax, who made up a lot of places because of a lot of DNFs, unfortunately, and obviously Smith and King Mirror classified finishers because they completed 90% of the race. And that is that. Very interesting race. Certainly will mix up the points in the standings, and we'll wait to see that in the Discord to see how it all rounds out. Ferrari not doing so well this week, unfortunately, with Prime Time dropping out of the race early on. But that's it from me. We'll see you next week for the next round, which I'll just check where we head to. Week off next week, everyone. Take a break, have a chill out, and we'll join you back here for round 11. Well, thank you very much. Good night, good afternoon, good morning. See you all later.